I watched the multi-millionaire Charlie Morgan's 2-hour guide on how to escape ruts, and it got me from eating 3 bowls of honey nut cornflakes every single day when I'm on a cut to actually tracking my calories and protein, and it got me from never revising, constantly procrastinating my work, to studying 2, 3 or even 4 hours a day. And I'm gonna summarize that 2-hour guide into this 10-minute video. So this is where I was, and this is where most of you are. You start off angry at where you are now. This might be getting bad grades, this might be being skinny, and then this anger causes you to work really, really hard. And once you work really, really hard, you start to enter a boom. I call it a boom in terms of economic terms, but this is where you are at your most productive level. This is where you're ticking off all the habits. This is where you're revising 4 or 5 hours a day when you feel like life could not get better in terms of your productivity. And then what happened to me was that once I was in a boom for around 7 days, I used to become complacent. I used to tell myself, you know what, I can take a day off. You know what, maybe I don't have to go to the gym today. Maybe I don't have to do my homework today. Maybe I don't have to revise today. And that got me into this stage, comfort. But when you're in the stage of comfort, that's not that bad, but the main problem is that you start getting complacent, and inevitably that's going to lead you into the point of recession. Now when you're in a recession, this is when you're slacking, you're not doing any of the good habits, you are not doing any of the habits that will get you towards your goals. So how do we eliminate this cycle of productivity? Well, the key way is by eliminating the driver of this cycle, which in this case is comfort. As soon as you eliminate comfort, you're not going to end up in a recession. You're going to be in a constant state of anger or discomfort to the point where you're just going to continuously make progress towards your goals. I've matched this graph to this graph in terms of color. Green is a boom, red is a recession, blue is comfort, and orange is anger. Now I'm gonna do this in a very universal example, brushing your teeth. Let's say that on a really good day, you're feeling productive and you really want to take care of your skin, you want to take care of your teeth. On this day, you are gonna brush your teeth 2 times a day. You're gonna use whitening strips, you're gonna floss, you're gonna maybe use mouthwash. And now on the other end of the spectrum, on your worst day ever, maybe you're just gonna brush your teeth in the morning. You might be in the cycle of being very productive and then going to your bare minimum, being very productive, going to your bare minimum, because of this previous cycle that we discussed. For me, I really wanted to sleep at 9 p.m. consistently. But on some days before school, the latest I would allow myself to sleep was 12. Everyone has a minimum standard. And if you don't know what your minimum standard is, just go lower. Maybe for some people, this might be 2 a.m. in the morning, which is the latest time you would actually allow yourself to go to bed before school. The only way to consistently sleep at 9 p.m. is to make 9 p.m. your new 12 a.m. If you sleep at 12 a.m., you're not going to be happy. You're just going to tell yourself, this is the bare minimum. You need to apply this mentality to your peaks. So the only way to make progress to your goals and escape the cycle is by making the best, most productive you your bare minimum. The only way to do that is by constantly striving to tick a habit that is just outside your reach. For example, I only slept at 9 p.m. consistently when I was trying to sleep at 7. And my friends also used this advice when I told them, genuinely try to revise for 12 hours a day. And because they were chasing this goal, they never, ever met it because of how unrealistic it is. But what they did not notice is that in the pursuit of chasing this goal, they ended up revising 7 hours a day consistently. Once you eventually start sleeping at 8 p.m, you want to change this graph so that your 7 p.m becomes the new 9 p.m. Now this is just in terms of sleep, but if you do this where as soon as you meet your green goal consistently, you make that goal harder and harder and harder, you are going to get closer and closer to this goal compared to you being like this, stagnating, never ever reaching this goal. For example, maybe you're trying to bulk up, so right now you're eating 2,000 calories a day, but an amazing day for you is 2,500. The only way you're gonna eat amazingly every single day is if you are constantly striving for 2,800. And by the dissatisfaction of never ever meeting this goal, you end up constantly eating 2,500 calories a day. Another example is, let's say that right now you're revising 2 hours a week and you really want to revise 10 hours a week. You are only going to revise 10 hours a week if you are constantly aiming for 20 hours a week, and the dissatisfaction of never attaining this goal makes you never ever comfortable. Therefore you end up constantly achieving this goal of 10 hours a week. So by doing that goal setting method, you end up eliminating this side of comfort, and because you constantly feel dissatisfied, you constantly feel angry, you will constantly make progress more and more and more, because the goal of human endeavor is to set goals and achieve them, and once you achieve them, to set more goals.